It's not an AI problem. It's a clarity problem. And if your message isn't clear, AI won't fix it. Instead, it'll help you confuse people a lot faster. Hi, I'm CJ Powers, and this is Irreplaceably Human, where we explore how to stay human in an age of AI. In this episode, I'm going to show you why most organizations are struggling to grow right now, why AI is actually making it worse for many of them, and the simple framework that helped a private school turn things around. Let's get started. They thought one open house would save the school. A private grade school, strong values, great teachers, real impact, was quietly struggling. Enrollment was down. Donations were slowing. Even vendor participants and partnerships were fading away. So they did what most organizations do. They planned one big open house, a few social media posts, an email announcement, and they hoped it would work. It didn't. At first, it looked like a visibility problem. In fact, the principal said, "People just need to know we exist." But that wasn't true. People had already seen them. They just hadn't connected. You see, this is the hard truth that people don't catch on to. You can't build connection without clarity. And without connection, nothing grows. Here's where most organizations go wrong. They try to scale before they're clear. They post more, they send more emails, they run more events, exhausting events, and now they use AI to do it faster for them. But when the message isn't clear, they're not building connection, they're scaling confusion. And AI? Well, AI doesn't fix that. It accelerates it. So we had to step back and ask ourselves a few questions. The most important one, what's actually missing? What in that message is actually missing? They weren't really missing effort. It was alignment, basically. The school wasn't lacking activity. They were lacking a clear message that brought alignment, a relatable story, a consistent presence. They weren't set up to build connection. So we started with our time-proven 3Cs framework. The first item was looking at their communication. The missing aspect of communication they needed to address was clarity. I asked, what's the one thing people need to understand about your organization? What's that one thing? The answer can't be everything. Neuroscience and marketing specialists can explain that in depth. But all I need right now is what is that one thing? I just had them pick the one thing that matters most to them. Assessing their connection to the students and the donors was up next, because connection is all about the relationship factor. I asked them, why should the students and donors care what happens to the school? That isn't supposed to sound like a pinch, nor is it supposed to sound like theory. The key is finding out what the school means in their lives. We're talking about real life here, the real world situation. But you know how many schools try to raise funds or band equipment or for other things without knowing a thing about why a parent or a grandparent would actually want to donate? We can't expect something to work when we don't know the reason why the people would want to give. Guessing rarely works. So you have to find a way to connect. The next step was the collaboration fact. In collaboration, that's more about the alignment between the school and the people. The real question about the collaboration was this: is your message consistent everywhere? Not too many people can say yes to that. Or a better question, Does it change depending on where people see you? Sometimes that's critically important, actually. Schools too often neglect to see the donor as a partner or a collaborator. They miss the one factor that would 10x their donation. Okay, back to the school for a moment. Once those three areas of communication, connection, and collaboration were clear, something started to change at that school. You see, now students and parents and even the donors could understand. They could start to relate. Now their connection to the school became valuable and then cherished by all involved. So the 3 C's of communication, connection, and collaboration position the school's story really well. So we shifted to the second step. That was integrating the 1174 framework. We introduced this framework not as a fix, but as a multiplier. Mostly because 1174 doesn't create connection, but it does scale it. Whenever you're trying to build a relationship and have a connection there, you need 11 touch points with the people. The people need to come into contact with you and your work enough to remember you. That's 11 touch points to remember you. So hopefully you've seen enough of me online 11 times so you'll remember me. 7 hours is next. They need enough time with you and your teachings or whatever it is that you do to learn how to trust you. That's right. 7 hours to build trust. 4 locations is next. They need to see you in different places to believe you're real and trusted by others. The more platforms you're on, at least 4 locations, the more you seem solid, like you're going to be around for years to come. After we did that, something again changed. The people started saying things like, I feel like I've been seeing you everywhere. But more importantly, this feels right. Enrollment conversations improved. Donors referenced specific stories that they heard about. Vendors started reaching out and connecting again. Nothing changed about who the people running the school were or the school itself. It was the same school. They just became clear enough to connect and consistent enough to be trusted. So the school improved their communication, connection, and collaborations using our 3 C's framework. Then they magnified their 3 C's using the 1174 framework. Because they were now operating in a healthy manner, it was time to address what AI could do for them. You noticed that AI comes after the clarity and the understanding, not before. You see, AI is a powerful tool, but only if you use it in the right order, not first, after clarity. Remember, AI magnifies things and speeds them up really fast. You don't want to magnify and speed up your errors, only what is working. Okay, so let's get practical. Let's get into some actual things that you can try yourself. AI can be used as a tool, an autonomous agent, and an automated system. You have 3 choices there. Today's example, we're going to just talk about AI as a tool based on the school situation, similar circumstance. So, to clarify your message, you can do the following. Give AI a copy of your message and ask it something like, recommend how to simplify the attached message into one clear idea my audience will understand instantly. So to better connect with your audience, you can take the next step with AI. You can give AI a copy of your now updated message, remember, tweaked for humanity, and tell it, turn this message into a short series of emails that helps the reader to feel understood step by step, that they are an important part of what you do, and their input is important to the school or to you or to whatever. Most AIs will provide 3 to 7 emails for the series, depending on your message. You'll want to adjust them to make sure that they again come across human or written by you. Then you're ready for one last AI task in this sequence. To better find your aligned audience, you can do the following. Finding collaborators can start with ads or social media posts, depending on if you have money to spend or you don't. I'd recommend attaching your rewritten emails to the AI and tell it, adapt each email message in this series for a social media series for use on platforms X, Y, and Z, while keeping the message consistent. Okay, let's move on. You no longer have to be the person like most who think, if it's good enough, people will come. That's not how it works anymore. Today, clarity creates connection. Connection builds trust, and trust drives action. Whether that action is to move forward ahead of time, or if it's to turn into cash flow for you, whatever it might be. And keep in mind that AI accelerates it all, for better or for worse. So make sure your message is clear first before you have AI do something for you. First of all, ask yourself, is your message clear? Is it relatable? Are the iterations of it consistent? Because you don't need more content. You need clearer communication, deeper connection, and aligned collaboration. That's right, it's that simple. And that's what makes you irreplaceably human.